Should have said
Okay,
that.
it is 11 o'clock. This is Jennifer Nissenhoff. I call this meeting to order. Right. Allegiance to
The United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. How about we go around the table and we go around the perimeter? I already introduced myself.
Bob Gifford, Betty Crawford, committee member.
Jay Gans, Safety and Security. Paul Flores, Public Works Director, Gateway Services.
CC Haas, same committee, safety.
Okay, we will go around the table, but. whichever you
Okay,
want.
JP Morbito, board member.
Rich Glover, Safety and Security.
Laura Leroy, Assistant District Manager, Gateway.
Patricia Zimmerman, PPAC.
Carol Hancock, GSCDD.
Terry Dragon, PPCA Board.
Marty Manfeld, feedback.
Hey, thank you. Anybody on the,
Yes, Madam Chair, we have Lynn Zimmerman online.
okay. And I hear a motion to allow Lynn to participate.
I make such a motion.
And second,
I'll second.
okay, all in favor, say aye.
Who seconded?
JP.
Okay.
All opposed? Okay, welcome, Lynn, thank you. Okay, public comment. We have a couple public comments. First one's from Patricia about communications issues.
Thank you, everybody. I wanted to thank Paul for giving me some real detail on the FPL project that's coming up, because we'll want to do a follow-up email on that. So we're getting prepared for that. Also, there will be a community-wide presentation in January that's going to be sponsored by the shooting club. They've asked GSCD to come and give a presentation about what we're all about. So I will be providing an outline for that and asking Jennifer as the head to be there and represent the Safety and Security Committee. In the meantime, I'd like to take a photo of you at work, and here we are at work. So we can have some interesting slides to show people. So with your attention.
You should be in it. We can count on you.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Second, Perry would like to talk about emergency exit guidelines.
Yes, I was just looking for an update from either the committee or from the CDD as to where we are and getting some guidelines together that we can transmit to the community here as to how and when and why the emergency exit is used.
Okay, I'd like to take this one because Perry and I have been communicating via email. And in my last email, I pretty much summarized where we were with this. And that is that we have very distinct exit communications procedure for an emergency, especially in hurricane situations where we know something is coming. All of that has been outlined. It has been approved by, I may miss a committee somewhere, so fill me in, those of you participated, but PPAC was there, PPCA was there, I was there for GSCDD, we had Chelsea, and I'm sure there's somebody else, but can't think who else from the GSCDD. Okay, yeah, I think you were too. I'm sure I'm missing a couple committees. I mean, we had the waterfront of people participating in those calls. And it was actually as an after action review from Milton. And so both the PPCA and the district shared their emergency preparedness documents. And I know the GSCDD one is online. So we have that one very well defined and approved. The other thing was an emergency that just pops up. And this doesn't happen very often. You had the one not too long ago where there was a fire on Cypress Grove. And there was a phone call made to the GSCDD. The GSCDD got somebody out there rather quickly so that people could exit the community until that the fire was contained and the road was reopened. That doesn't happen very often. And, okay, I've been here 8 years and it's the first time it's ever happened. I think what, some of the residents have asked for, and, I'll let Terry jump in a moment, is they wanted something a little more formal, like they wanted parameters or whatever. And I said, well, we can talk about it, but, it's not meant to be, ongoing sort of thing. I mean, it really has to be a big emergency, like you can't get out of the development otherwise. So anyways, I said that we would put it on an upcoming agenda, that we had to bring it to this committee, and that we probably wouldn't have time for today in today's meeting, which we don't. So we'll get it on, the next meeting, because it's not something that happens over and over and over again. So it, no offense to the residents who are interested, it didn't make the priority pack for today's meeting. So I don't know, Perry, do you like to add anything onto it, or if anybody else would like to jump in? But that's where we were offline. Of course, I couldn't share any of that with you between meetings, et cetera. And I made sure, Perry understands that.
That's basically correct. The issue was, obviously, this sort of thing doesn't happen very often, and everybody I know can only think of this one occasion. But the problem was people didn't know who to call. They had no idea what to do, or if the back exit or the gate was open, how do you get in and out? Is somebody controlling? Because it's basically only wide enough for one-way traffic, that sort of thing. So what we were looking for is some kind of guidelines for when that happens, that we can tell people who to call and what to expect. And then we would distribute that to the whole community.
Okay, well, that might not be too difficult, because in the emails that occurred during that last incident, it was agreed that either Chelsea or somebody in the GSCDD would be called, and they would have somebody out at the gate directing traffic out, but not in. Because you're right.
That's actually what they did. That's actually what they did. I got out.
Yeah, I
That's
did
what they
too.
did.
I was right. I had a dentist appointment.
I had a doctor's appointment. I'd wait 6 months for.
To call the dentist
Yeah.
and say, oh, can't be there. But anyway, so that's kind of what we agreed to. If you need it in writing, we can certainly.
Yeah,
It's in
we
an
just
email, but
need to
something.
send something to people, because we got a lot of complaints from the people back in that neighborhood that wanted to get out and couldn't get out, and didn't know who to call, and of course, they wanted everything to happen in the first 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
There, I
Please.
think there was some discussion at the PPAC meeting last week about, how do you guys communicate internally? I guess there was some.
I was just about to bring that up.
Communication, like they tried to send it up, but it didn't. So that's something that we wouldn't have control over, that, so that would be a PPCA.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
So there were some questions about that too, like how do you let the people in your community know what's going on? And we can send out a code red, or we can try to send out an email or something, but I guess whatever you guys are moving down the circle. now.
Whatever.
There was some
Okay.
other things, so that's- Yeah, there was some other things they tried to do, and
Yeah.
it didn't even work, I guess, and so they were working on it.
This was addressed,
I got an email. So.
this was addressed at the President's Council. And Adriana of our communications office, they are fine tuning that procedure.
Okay.
There was, and it'll be people who are signed up for texts and stuff, will get
Right.
more immediate.
Sure.
And there'll be an all clear message as well, which was neglected.
That would be something that we'll need to coordinate with them. We'll need
Yeah.
to know who to let know. And then if you guys have something here, it'd be nice if someone let us know too. So if we could maybe get our number or our email into that system, so we get alerted as well when things are going on, so that, it's, we get surprised a lot of times. We'll get a call and they're like, we're like, I had no idea anything was going on. No idea. So it would be
Okay.
nice if we could get, both ways.
Yeah.
Right.
You get on yours and then we have a way to get it.
I mean, Wouldn't it make sense though, if also somebody, whether it's with Weiser or somebody, is the designee to make sure that GSCD knows? Because
Because they didn't even know, the gatehouse had no idea that the fire even had happened. They just saw the fire trucks coming, but they didn't know why.
Okay,
So,
okay.
because we did ask, I said, why did no one tell us?
Yeah.
And that's what we were told. They're like, we didn't know.
Yeah,
They don't
even
know the fire truck came in. That's it. Yeah, they
Okay.
don't stop. And they should have. Where are you going? Where's the fire? Yeah.
Yeah, I did get calls from residents, which prompted me to call Chelsea, let her know there was a garbage truck on fire. And then she got Mary, one of our meter readers. Yeah.
Whoever was closest, we're like, hey, can you go over and see?
He was great. Because I.
Yeah.
She was phenomenal. That is
she
not
did
a
great
safe,
job. She was,
two-way traffic entrance there off of Prado.
okay.
I have a couple comments, and please, Bob, or anybody jump in if you think I'm misspeaking here. I was involved I have to say 4 years ago, when, they had meetings about the back gate, okay? Bill, he was on the board back then. I do remember that.
He lives in Prado.
And it
Yeah.
was heavily discussed. The state of Florida, if I'm not mistaken here, said, you people cannot use this back gate for entrance and exits. You have to put a red light up. You have to pay like $100,000 to maintain this red light. You have to pave the street, all this stuff Pelican would have had to do. And it was decided back then that absolutely not, only for emergency vehicles only. Second part of my comment here today, and the last part, is we on the Prado board are going to pass a resolution that we do not allow anybody to use that gate freely, only for emergencies only, the way it was stated years ago. And the reason we're going to do that is we've got residents screaming at us, why can't you just open that gate totally all the time? No, I don't want I-75 coming past my house. That's it.
Just to help clarify that a little bit, I was actually one of the people that went to meet with the county and the city when we put the fencing and have the gate set up the way it is now. That was a condition of it being the way it is now, is that from the city and Lee County, that we cannot allow access to anyone except for emergency vehicles and utilities or staff. That's it.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big thing on the board.
That was a condition of getting that allowed
Right.
to even be put in the first
The
place.
salt change was also
And that's why,
district stamp.
that's why we can't allow anybody else to have clickers to get in or out of.
No, and we don't want it.
We keep getting asked for it. and It's like,
There's a lot of people.
no,
No,
not
that's why we're gonna pass, that's why we're gonna pass the resolution.
Too
We don't
much
want
into
it.
the
It's
agenda
done.
now. We got to get on the agenda.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll continue next month. We'll get organized, and I think we have enough data here that we can put something together. Okay, let's go to the approval of the minutes. Let's start with August 28th. Does anyone have any comments, questions, suggestions?
You can do them all at once if you want.
Okay,
2 or 3 at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, terrific, all three. And does anyone have any comments or suggestions about any of the minutes?
For me.
Okay, then we can do a motion for the whole thing?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do a motion for the whole thing. Can we have a motion to approve the minutes from August, September, and October?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Rich second.
Got it.
Third.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay.
Thank you. Financial report?
There is not one because I got the financials later in the week and your agenda had to be published, so you will have October and November.
Okay, okay, perfect, thank you.
But they are wrote on the SharePoint that if you want them to go.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
All right, project status. Let's do some quick hits. Okay, first thing is the FPL lighting project. I don't know if there's, I know we've started, but any other status that we can share?
Yes, they started on the south side of Pelican Preserve Boulevard up past the guardhouse, actually. Now they're working on the north side. I am working with Patricia regarding some further communication to the community. You're going to be noticing a lot of utility flags with different colors. You also will start seeing some spray paint of sidewalk of the locates for the utilities for predominantly water, reclaimed water, and other utilities that may cross the sidewalk. So just be aware of that. The contractor is digging holes as to take a look to see what's there, because we know there's a lot of unknowns as far as the irrigation system with the community association, but also with the golf course itself. So they are taking extra precaution to not hit anything. So I do appreciate that the contractor is doing that, but they are leaving the scene, back to where it was originally. So they are doing a good job in restoration after they run those conduit lines for wiring.
Question.
Yes, sir.
I understand that there are going to be lights installed in the Prado Pistoia roundabout as you enter Prado and Pistoia. So I'll need help from you or somebody to let me know, or let Ameriscape know that they got to mark their irrigation lines in that circle so that we don't hit those.
Yes, it's going to take some time to get to that location, but we are asking for the locates as as the contract is progressing
Will
along.
you let them know or me know or somebody?
Absolutely.
Because it might be a couple months from now. right?
Yes, it's gonna be a few months by the time we get to the end.
Thank you.
All the homeowners associations that might be affected, correct?
Yes, well, we are working with the community association, also with the golf course.
And the President's Council has advised all the presidents of the status and what to expect and that's going to be updated every month.
Yeah, the contractor will also have maintenance of traffic, MOT, as they're moving along into the community for the safety of traffic flow and the resident safety as well.
Next one's traffic studies.
I, thank you for, I was Rich. I put into the locations that we're currently monitoring. Did you have a chance to look at it? Are there any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we can they actually measure golf carts.
They do.
What'd you
Okay,
say?
but it says it does not include golf
The
carts.
study does not, these numbers do not, they don't speed. And they only
Can't speak.
are susceptible for getting stopped when they're blowing through a stop sign or something like that, when the cops are here managing. But no, I record from 1 to 150.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, now I see what you're saying. Well, some of the golf carts could speed, but.
There are some that have a chip in them, they'll go up through over 30.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, but I see what you're saying. Okay.
if they went over 35, I'd get a picture of them and I would get on the letter.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Because I know
Good
with
question.
on my golf cart, my speed.
Yeah.
This is Jay Gann. I looked at the numbers, Rich, you had here, and I can see, like on Cypress, they had like a 21% increase in the amount of traffic over the last month. I guess more people are coming back for the winter
Right.
and so forth.
23rd of October, when we saw a very
Yeah.
significant daily.
Yes. But the actual increase in people speeding percentage wise went down. So from the previous month. So that's good.
It's effective.
Signs were-
I think the signs,
And
I think they are.
yeah.
Flashers, yeah.
So
definitely do.
98.9% of all the traffic on the Cypress where that light is under 35.
we had spent, Paul in particular, his team put a lot of time into assisting and addressing all of those safety concerns that we were having there. People
Very
walking across the street, people were blowing through, didn't see them coming through the tree, a lot of things.
Mhm.
But the safety blinking signs and the speed signs and the
That's helpful.
cops, disrespectful, or police officers that we have asked to work with us. We've seen some improvement.
Yeah.
Now,
Good, very good.
I will say, I don't know if it's where, okay, besides being conducted. You may also notice on these that some of the dates were from October to October 30. Some were actually from October 17. The third, that's because we put up a new monitor in that particular location. So the total volume got represent that. I will also share with you, I think this is an example of what you were just alluding to about the increased population that has been arriving. And since October 23, prior to that, I've got the exact numbers, but it was like 9 citations in like 7 months. In October, starting on October 23rd, I saw the first 2 citations running stop signs where they were giving them a little bit of slack. Listen, please stop next time completely. Don't scoot through. Don't stop 4 feet over the white line. Well, with the new communications that I have after some conversations, we are seeing significant increase in not only numbers, but the number of warnings, written warnings, and ticket citations. So I started out by saying there was like 9 in the first number of months. I had 9 since October 23.
Yeah.
written warnings, were way low. We had 9 of those since October 23. And the verbal warnings 12. That's a lot lower than, we used to have. So there's some things happening today, like for example, Officer Johnson is sitting out there, I think it's Officer Johnson today. And she is being visible, and yet she's pulling people over for blowing through stop signs and a speeder.
So two.
So, it's good.
Great is good.
Have we been able to address the guy that threw the thing back at the officer?
I actually, maybe can I have a conversation with him, I mean, about that?
I don't see why not.
Because I had talked to Faith, someone else on my behalf spoke with Faith about this incident, and I think it's serious enough that it needs to be addressed, because it falls in some of the other criteria we already have in bylaws with regards to how we treat employees, staff, managers. I think officers fall in that category as well. And there's a,
So incident of disrespectful toward the officer.
The person took this, tell him what happened. Tell him what happened.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
So, a gentleman, came
Gentleman.
through, a pedestrian crosswalk, rather 2 people that are crossing crosswalk. Didn't even get any consideration that he got there, other than he got there first. He then blows through the stop sign, and one of the officers was sitting around the corner. So he got stopped and he was ticketed, not once, but twice, for not,
Yeah.
and then going to the stop sign. So, she comes back to the vehicle, which she had already gotten out of the vehicle, which was her vehicle. Hands him his tickets, he looks at it and he goes, right in your face. She goes, did you get a real job?
He said that to
And he
her?
threw him on the ground. And didn't he throw him on the ground? He didn't hold him. He threw him on the ground, didn't he?
I have not talked to obviously if he threw him on the ground, I have not heard that evidence.
But in any case, it's rude.
But either way. I want to address that.
Have you heard about that?
Yes, Faye knows about it, but she wasn't at the time the person that shared this with her, that she could address it at this time, probably for the worker.
Yeah, the cops can tell you who it was.
I've got the. Yep, I've got
Yeah.
the- Okay, I don't think we're talking.
Okay.
Have we filled out an incident report with KW, so it goes to the board?
No. So I guess my
Is that
fault,
the
my
process
bad.
that needs to be done?
I'll do
That's
that.
the process.
And
So
so
I
you
think
just do the
that-
guardhouse incident report?
Actually, I filled out an incident report and the KW
Right, I'll do it.
provided me with the incident report.
My bad, that's over my head.
Then it goes to the board.
Officially, we can't do anything unless someone files a report.
Got it. Well done. I'll do it.
Okay.
Take that responsibility. Thank you.
Okay.
I got another thing, but I think they're further on the agenda.
Okay, sidewalk drainage.
Okay, Paul and Mark and I met down at
So, yeah,
what was the number? 310-314 Fontanella?
10318.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 18. And, I got the email from Paul. I explained the situation, everything. I got an email from Paul about you're going to do it.
Yeah,
And the email also said, which is correct, that those people need to move their bubblers toward the street. Those people have already been told by me months ago to do that. Okay, I told them how to do it. I told them get a hold of Meriscape or any other landscaper, told them everything. Well, they didn't do it. But Paul and Mark are going to be nice enough to put us a little trough there that will help get the water. And in the rainy, now, right now, it's not bad at all.
Mhm.
But in the rainy season, that water lays there an inch thick, okay, on that long sidewalk.
Where it stops it from
Yeah,
migrating.
correct. So the concrete flume, I'm sure, will help that situation. I'm waiting on one of those residents to say something to me. It's going to get ugly. I mean, they've been warned, they've been told.
So we're gonna do something because they haven't done something?
No, we still have to do it to help, okay? But it would help more, And I agree with Paul and Mark that if they would move their bubblers out to the street, it would help a lot more. But even if they did that, that sidewalk, for whatever reason, holds a lot of water. Because of what Bob said, the grass holds it back. You know, so, and that's the only one that I know of, other than all the ones you've already done. You've done what, 17 of them so far?
Quite a bit,
And
yes.
this is the only one left, and I travel after rainstorms on my golf cart everywhere all the time. This is the only one left that I'm aware of. The others, there might be one or two, but they don't mean anything. They're waters like this, it doesn't mean anything. This one here is the only one I'm concerned about. So thank you, Paul and Mark.
This, Cece, do we know the age of that building? And is it possible that that could be a warranty issue with Lennar
No.
or whoever?
No, that's all done.
Okay, Okay.
That's the Lennar thing.
okay.
Prada and Pistoia, our board is spending thousands of dollars fixing Lamar issues on our issues. It's over the top.
Okay.
And there's nothing we can go back to them.
Fine, fine. Okay.
And if I could just give an update to the subcommittee. So Mark and his team has gone out there and they rolled the sod, meaning they've kind of like flattened the area between the sidewalk and the road to just kind of lower that sod level or that sod line to allow the drainage to flow much easier.
But thank you.
Who is Mark?
Mark Rothenberger, he's our public works supervisor,
Thank you.
Yes.
in charge of our
And
maintenance.
he's great. Okay. I have one other issue, but I don't think it's on here.
Rich, was your comment about that issue before we move on to the next issue?
As you mean he is?
Yeah.
No, was none of that on, in product story?
What's that?
All of those cement things? you made?
Yeah, they're on product. I don't, only one of Pistoia.
Yeah, I think it's
I think
predominantly
there's only
product.
one of Pistoia right when you turn in. All the rest of them are in product. All mostly Lennar stuff.
And I do have a
Oh,
clarification on my topic, part two.
Yeah. go ahead.
I do have a statement from the police officer of that incident.
Okay,
So I do have something in writing,
okay,
but there's nothing about it.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I appreciate it.
Okay, one more thing, real quick. It has nothing to do with the trough, the flumes, but this is something I want to thank Paul and Mark and everybody for helping. It's been 8 months. And finally, with their help, FPL came out and fixed the freaking sinkhole that we've been on them since, I don't know, March or April.
Yes.
And they kept,
Before me.
they kept saying, you know, that the resident needs to fill it up with dirt. And we're like, no, you got a hole in your conduit. So they finally came out and agreed that they had a hole in their conduit. And they said it'd be out next week. And then 2 months later, they finally come out. So, and then I see yesterday, they got a biggest increase in the state of Florida ever. So whatever, it is what it is.
All right, let's move along because we do have to get out
Yes.
a little bit earlier than normal today. Number 5, gatehouse incident, robo reports still coming out pretty timely. All right, since that was an issue that we've been following, it seems to be working. Are you okay to close this one?
Fun.
It's number 5.
The rover reports, I am saving those in SharePoint, so they're available to anybody.
It's on the quick hits, Rich.
Quick hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
on the
Yeah,
screen.
this is on,
Number 5.
this is on our list because it was an issue that was gonna. be
Oh, yeah.
It's done.
I'm so sorry.
So this is complete.
Okay.
No, everything's good. Yeah.
And this, so you're aware, Chelsea and I meet with Joel, who is the regional supervisor. We meet with him on a monthly basis, just to go over any issues and what we're having.
I didn't notice this morning that flags get raised.
I didn't pay attention when
I
I
didn't pay
did it.
attention to that should have because the funeral was yesterday.
Yeah, but I was raising my body.
I'll look when I go out.
And have they yet installed the Pelican flag that was provided?
I don't know, we're gonna keep. moving
Okay,
on.
sorry. Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna be-
That's okay. It's okay, okay.
You got a lot.
We do got that.
Okay, the next one is the Aviano and Ravenna signage, and we can maybe combine this with a later agenda item because it was listed in a different agenda item as well, but if you'd like to give a quick status now.
Is this, I may need a little more background on this because are we talking about the Aviano Island And
Right, but
Yeah.
Aviano Island, we couldn't put the signs up, but we were gonna do the striping, and then I thought in another agenda item, you said that the striping was denied by the city.
yes, the striping was denied. They did not recommend us to do anything on the Aviano Island. No different with the Prado. We had discussed that last month, that we were not going to take any action on either one of those. Yes.
I hadn't seen the minutes. for-
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
Okay, so this one's pretty much closed?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right.
yes, and I could just kind of give everybody a reminder on this. So we talked about three. This is the one it is an agenda item today that FTE is going to be looking at. This was the Prado that we had discussed last month not to do. The city engineer did not recommend moving forward. The committee agreed as well. And then this is the Aviano. Again, we had discussed this and the city engineer did not recommend that as well. So we are not moving forward with the Aviano and the Prado Triangular Island, but we are going to move forward with this one. And that is the agenda item today.
And that's at the Prado Pistoia.
Yes, yes. Good. So that's an agenda item today. I just wanted to just give everybody an update and a reminder.
So that's where it's the merge to one lane.
Yes, yes, this will go further
Bike
back.
lane.
Yes, this will go from 2 lanes to 1 lane,
Yeah.
and this will become a 1-lane roundabout.
Okay, but you're not gonna put one of those over here?
No, because these are all 1 lane, one way, 1 lane, roads here, so.
It's the only 2 lane going in.
Yes, that's the only 2 lane going into the roundabout. And then on the exit, it makes no difference because it goes to
Right.
2 lanes, so there's no conflict, there's no safety issues.
I was hoping you'd do one of those over here.
No, this is
It
1
is what
lane,
it
so
is.
yeah. Okay,
I'm good.
so this item can be deemed completed.
Okay.
Okay,
I have one more follow-up question, and that is, did anyone let Aviano know that, what the status is? Because
I think they were here.
they were here.
It was an Aviano rep here.
Okay.
Laura,
She was here to bring it up.
Laura Poison was the month before that she brought it up in September. This is not,
yeah, Laura was not here, yeah,
I was here, but different one.
right.
no, Laura Poison of Aviano.
She was here to bring it up. See what was
I don't remember
Okay,
anybody
one
being here.
one thing at a time, I'm sorry.
We're all trying to answer the same question.
Okay, so, yeah, so Laura was here at the beginning, but she wasn't here to hear the resolution.
Right.
I think we owe Aviano status on this because, the last time they were here, at least that I was here, and it was September, then I was here. The expectation is that we were going to take action. Okay.
Madam Chair, is that something you want me to reach out to Ms. Farzan? Okay.
But I'd like you to take a look at the email that I write up because I wasn't here last month, and so I just want to make sure.
Okay, very good.
Number 7, investigate and obtain quotes for ways to address potential safety issue at this intersection. I think this is completed.
Yes.
Yes.
No one has
On
any.
that direction.
Oh, I've heard 2, not a lot, but spontaneously as I'm talking to other people, 2 people say they like what happened.
Good,
I don't know if that's
good to hear.
a representative sample. Okay, so I'm going to close that. FMPD controls.
In the draft.
We had, 3 or 2 more slots, they are filled for the first time ever, and they've been very consistent, and their presence is shown as discussed.
Yeah.
So, and I sent a report, to, my coordinator. So I think that helped because they like numbers.
Yeah,
And so when they saw that, I've been complaining about speed and the like, changed like that.
good.
And there are new officers that are new names.
You had data to show that there was actually something going on, because usually people would be like, people are speeding, but you actually had to prove that it's.
Yes, well, I didn't have to, but when I did, it was like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying, that's probably why they responded the way they did, is it could prove that it was happening.
Thank you.
Okay, terrific. All right, number 9, we already discussed, so I'm going to close that one. And the gates at the.
Well, thank you very much, Paul and Mark, for doing that. It looks so much better.
It does.
Oh, now, are you still gonna be able to get a company to remove that other black where those arrows are?
We're thinking maybe when we do the restriping, that we add that as part of the scope of work.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Thank you. Oh, my God.
Yeah, those big blocks, the
Yeah.
little square of where they, blacken out the road markings, those are too big for us to deal
Right.
with, so we figured we could just incorporate that in the restriping project.
That's fine.
Okay.
No problem.
And the gates at the front entrance, that's all done.
The right arm is back up and running, it's back on.
I got several phone.
Fantastic job, guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
And quick and just,
Yeah. That's great.
yeah.
Quick and painless.
Yeah, great.
There was some place that I had missed, where I should be giving an update on the new signage that we put.
I think it's coming up, isn't it?
Okay, maybe, I thought I read it, and I thought it was, I'll be fine.
Maybe it's in your backup documentation.
Real quick,
I don't know if you-
want to do it real quick?
Sure.
We received this morning, delivered by Paul's team, the new solar signage. We will be putting.
Oh, yeah, that's where I saw
It's
it.
coming up, it's
Yeah,
under B, in the next section.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can move money.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right, because I was going to suggest we combine B and D, because I thought they were kind of.
Not really, well, yes and no, are two separate transactions.
They are, well, from a financial perspective,
Yeah.
yes, from a strategy
Yeah,
perspective.
it's clear to do them separately.
Okay, well, maybe we can talk to strategy and we'll talk about that. Okay. All right, next, appoint a chair and vice chair to the Safety and Security Subcommittee.
That's something that you seem to do every year. It's just like when the budget meetings, normally we do it in October, but you weren't here. And so they voted to table it to this month to give you an opportunity to participate.
Okay? And I think Paul shared that I didn't want to be considered
Yeah.
for either of the positions.
and nor I cannot take on another. I cannot.
So we need to find other people to do the chair and chair.
Any takers? Any takers?
I can't.
If you don't get a taker, you're stuck with.
I'm gonna try.
Tried.
I mean, I was at another thing at 8 o'clock this morning. I cannot.
I just can't. There's just no way.
I don't know.
Would it be possible that perhaps someone who's already involved in one of our extracurriculars, for instance, you handle so much with the security, the actual PD thing and the gate, maybe somebody could take over some of that and allow that other person to take on the vice chair role, the chair role? Just suggesting it as more of a pitching in process.
Madam Chair, I don't think we've heard from Lynn.
Okay. Then did you have a comment? You might be on mute.
You have to check 3 dots. He's not.
No, he's not muted. He's not muted, so he can hear us and he should be able to speak.
I think he's ill, so maybe.
Okay.
he's gonna take
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what we do in this case, so we don't have anybody who's.
You have to have it.
Right, you have to.
It's not optional, you have.
We do by lots.
Restaurants.
If you let me use regular email, I'd consider it.
Or by areas, numbering, I mean,
I don't know.
who's
I'd
next?
have to know what all is involved before I volunteer for that.
Well, Jen, can you provide a little summary of what is
Yeah.
involved?
I mean, yes, I can. I'm not gonna do a whole document.
No, just.
I don't want to kick the can anymore, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's basically working with, it's facilitating the meetings. It's working with Georgia on the agenda, and Georgia's a dream to work with.
Mhm.
It's answering questions from people. that come in. Faye gets a lot of them, so she just forwards them on and asks, and usually you can answer the question by just being at the meeting, because it's basic stuff that we talk about during the meetings. It's providing a status to PPAC, which takes about, monthly, which takes about, I don't know, 10 minutes to write up, because again, I just take the 2 or 3 top things from our meeting. And the timing is perfect because we have our meeting and then the status is due like the next week. So just the status of the top couple of things. That's a problem.
It was a big hill when you took the job over.
Yeah.
Now that we have a format, still a little bit of the job, but it's much less. It's very little.
You guys are working very well as a committee. When this committee was first formed, a lot of the responsibility fell solely on the chair, which it shouldn't have, but that was just because everybody needed to understand how the stuff worked. But now you guys are all working together really well, which takes a big burden off the chair.
Yeah.
And staff is always there to help too,
Mhm.
whatever you have, Paul, myself,
Right.
Chelsea, and we're all there for you
We
too.
found staff to be helpful.
Yeah. And then vice chair just fills in
And
when.
what are the dates? You're the chair until what, March?
Till today, when you elect
Today,
someone.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Till today, when you elect someone, today, it happens effective today.
What I'm saying is, why does that have to be done today?
Because it's supposed to be done in October and it's already almost the end of November.
I just know that a few months ago.
I don't see any takers.
No, I can't. I can't keep up with what I got.
Well, no one's gonna volunteer. Maybe we just need to volunteer somebody. I don't know how this works.
I just put pieces of paper and have them all be blank. One have a B, one have a C, and whoever picks it gets it. Except for you, you're declining.
Yeah, well, but nothing really.
No, I'm, you're stepping down.
Yeah, I'm shutting down. Do we have?
Yes, we could use.
I can't participate in that.
You're missing
Let's
one.
vote down.
This one?
Yeah, just,
And Lynn's online, so.
someone can pick, you can pick for Lynn. Just take one piece of paper.
I can't participate in that. Because if I get the thing, I can't do it. I mean, I really can't participate in a chance thing. I cannot. I cannot.
I don't have a solution. And
Oh,
if,
okay.
no, I mean, if you don't have the chair or vice chair, is that the committee just dissolved?
It's
Why are
not
you,
an option.
Yeah,
why are you
right.
saying we have to have?
Because it's required by the way that the committee was set up and the resolution. that-
The resolution, right.
You are required.
If nobody, clearly nobody wants it, you can't force somebody to take it. I'm not gonna take it if you know my name out of that.
I wasn't gonna draw anybody's name.
No, she's just full of paper.
Volunteer,
I
anyway.
would suggest, just solicit the community again, to see if we can get somebody that might be interested. In the meantime, go month to month.
No, it needs to be decided today. You
Let's
need,
get-
you need to
Decide
decide,
today.
it needs to be decided today. It was supposed to be done in October, so.
Can't they decide next month?
They could if they wanted to, but I mean, I don't think that that's the
People
right way to do it.
10 items if you just say, if you're the chair, all you have to do is run the meetings and everybody else will take part of it.
There's just been- there's been no lines already.
The next,
Short.
Harry, at the next meeting, or could you guys put out a communication that we need somebody here to be a chair?
We've got some now too, but we've been putting it out.
That
too.
goes
That
out.
would require someone to resign to take a position, to be a committee member.
So somebody on the committee needs to step
It-
up and do it.
Right, it could only be one of the 7 of existing subcommittee members. Right.
Once because it needs to come in front of you and then it needs to go in front of PPAC and.
If somebody signs up today, and we actively pursue a different person, then they'll resign to the new person.
Well, I could tell you that our most recent new person has only been on the board a month or so, Lynn. And from a brief conversation I had, feels he's too new to do it, like not well versed enough. And I think that would apply to any new member.
Right.
Perhaps it would, Jen has very ably handled it, number one, but also described the major tasks. Perhaps divvying up those tasks a little more, like maybe just run the meeting, but put a little more emphasis or responsibility on the GSCD staff in terms of agenda development and things like that. And it wouldn't necessarily have to be the chair that is consulted, but whoever's involved. I don't know. Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Not from staff.
Okay.
So any one of you can submit an agenda item. It doesn't need to be the chair.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyone. If you have something that you want
Yeah,
to bring
right, I know
to this
that.
meeting, you should be the one to submit it, not the chair.
And maybe I described it poorly, but Georgia gets all those, she puts them together and then she sends them to me so I can take a look.
I
at them.
see, I see.
It-
I get you.
put them
Okay.
together. I send in a lot of agenda items, but I
Yeah.
don't.
It's the chair's responsibility to approve the final agenda before it's published. Like you could have something come up and you're like, no, we're not gonna talk about that, or I want to change it to this. That's the only part as far as the agenda development. All the items should come from the committee.
Here's another potential idea. We're finding quick hits to be a useful process that we've been doing. But as long as things are on the agenda anyway, is it perhaps we could eliminate one task and not have that, because that I think is work on your part to Jen, to update that quick hits list each month. Okay, well, I'm just looking for, I'm grabbing at straws here.
That's fine. That doesn't take much time.
Okay.
And in fact, Georgia being the great person.
Yes, she
said, "Don't
is.
even send the agenda form in. All I do is change, because all I was doing was changing the date. She said, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Send me the
Gotcha.
background." So we streamlined it a bit.
If you have repetitive agenda items, we just update the information. We literally copy
Yeah.
it. You can copy it from the previous month and then just update it.
I'm sending her a new format.
Oh, yeah,
She
no.
said, Don't send this. to me."
No, if it's a repetitive thing, then.
It sounds more intimidating than it really is, folks. I mean, we got the template now. It's not nearly the challenge as it was.
I can't do it. I just cannot do more.
So if somebody takes it today, you've got December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 10 months, right?
It's actually every 2 years.
Yeah, it's a 2-year term. It's a 2-year term.
You can always revote it.
You can change it by, the bylaws, it's supposed to be biannually, which is every 2 years. But if you say, if someone wants to do it and they'll say, I'll take it for a year, then we'll just make sure that we put it on for next year in October and we can revisit it. So by the way that the resolution is set up, it's meant to be a 2-year term. But if someone doesn't want it for 2 years, if someone only wants to take it for a year, we can work with that. It's better than having no one take it at all. You probably spent, what, maybe less than an hour, getting stuff ready for
Oh,
the
the
meeting.
agenda?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what the agenda items are.
Sure.
Sometimes I have to do a little research, but yeah, it's pretty good and nice.
We pretty much have it down because you have the same stuff pretty much every month.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I spend more time looking through the backup information, getting ready for the meeting, but that's.
You would do it
I
anyway.
would do that anyway.
Yeah, even if you weren't the chair.
Well, if nobody else will, I guess I will.
Wow.
Just be patient
We'll be here to help.
because of the different steps and verbiage.
I sincerely believe, and will be pleased.
Yeah, thank you, Jane.
Paul, I'm a liaison.
I make a motion.
So between the district and Pelican Preserve, if I'm working, I'm very happy to help.
I make a motion.
Okay,
For the chair, because
Jay can.
Can help. Okay.
well, we have to be careful about that.
Well, yeah, that's the trouble too. I was just wondering.
right.
You can talk to us, you
Yeah.
can't talk to them, so.
Okay.
And you can.
So I'd really like to talk to the former chair to find,
I really can't. I'm gonna have to.
see,
have to do that.
that's that
You have to-
law that is,
Yeah,
Yeah, what I was gonna do is write it all up and send
Okay.
it to Georgia to forward it on.
that would help.
And never hesitate to call Carol or I.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Same with me and Paul.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you call me when you question, so you
Sure.
feel free to,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just have to remember timelines, what to be prepared when.
Okay, all right.
so,
All right.
You have a motion if you have a second? Should I
We need
second?
a-
I make a motion that Jay Gann be thanked for and appointed as our chair.
Oh, second half.
All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed?
There was your chance, Jay.
That was my chance.
And then, would you remain as vice chair or?
I'm willing to do that. Yes, I will remain vice chair. Yes.
We need a motion now.
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
make
know.
the motion that CC's the vice chair.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we will move on here. Next one is transfer funds from reserves. And financially, this is different than D, which is law enforcement patrol options and scheduling, but I just think from a strategic perspective, they're related. Because the amount.
Yeah, well, I looked at that though, and I don't know, why do we need to do it? Why can't we just, at the end of the year, instead of just pulling from reserves now, look at how the budget's going, look at how the line items are going, and we can make, adjustments.
As long as
May
you
not
don't-
have to.
Don't need to do it. I was just pointing out the fact that, I mean, it was requested by you. You guys have spent $25,000 on items that were not budgeted for already this year, so I am totally fine with waiting till the end of the year. That's what I prefer to do. But again, it's your budget, so I'm giving you the option, should you choose to do it now, because what happens most of the time is you transfer the money out of your reserves and then you end up putting it back in.
Yeah.
So you're better off, just,
That's
in my opinion, you're better off just waiting and seeing how it comes out at the end of September.
Well, that's why
I wanted to make sure I brought it to your attention that you were spending money that was not budgeted. So there is a risk of going over this.
The other discussion?
being that I
Make
brought it
a-
up, I don't have a problem waiting to the end of the year. But we're just gonna see a deficit all year and then we'll adjust at the end of the year.
After you get your budget.
I mean, I look at it every month and I will let you know if you're in danger. I mean, you'll see it as well, but I'll let you know if you're in danger of going out to make a
Right.
recommendation to make a transfer at that time.
Because we got
But
several
My
months left.
my thoughts, and as well as our accountants, we've had endless discussions about this. We prefer to just wait until the end of the year and just do it at the end of the year if it needs to be done. Instead of in and out and in and out and in and out.
I'm fine with that. I was just worried about the deficit that was inferred from all the new purchases. So that's fine.
Yeah.
So, that takes care of that item.
Make a motion, I guess.
This time you're just deciding not to just leave it be.
Yes.
Right.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I don't need a.
Talk to everybody else.
We need a motion, I make a motion. Second.
The speed monitors, we've got 2 of the 4 up running, and it's all this data. The 2 the 2 of the 4 arrived this week. I've already unpacked them, put the batteries in the chargers, and we're waiting for, some assistance, which I've got to help me hang them. And I'm very excited because it's going to really streamline and improve our processes. I mentioned already that the police officers, through the coordinator, it's like night and day since 11/1.
Which item is this on?
So I'm very curious.
I don't know.
And, yeah, and oh, by the way, we designed a card and it's been a card. in here for-
Maybe we skip C, sorry, CC.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's, we want to talk about it.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay.
And the officer stopped by the gatehouse.
Okay, Monday. All right. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Rich. Yes.
I didn't want to-
So you said they're ready to be
We had
installed.
This process where the officer stopped by, they pick up the card, that they do their watch, and then the officer drops it off on the way out. For whatever reason, and I went back and verified it with my coordinator, I guess some feedback is such that the officers would prefer going back to the station where they're already writing up a lot of their other reports. They write up using the format, and they send it to me directly by email. And so that's what we're gonna do. So the card issue, and the big house, the big forum, I talked to them. As the word's gotten around, I don't know. But, I have shared the information with them because they're expected. Every time I come through, really, you know. That's it. I'm pleased with how things are going.
Anything else on that? Scrolling down. There was something talking about
Just the scheduling, yes.
Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission.
Uh,
So are we ready to take an action on D?
What is, what's that, Rich?
Kind of skips.
Yeah, we get C.
We'll go back to it, but
Yeah,
What happened to C?
We're gonna go back to,
we'll go back to C, but because Rich was talking a little bit about this, we moved to D.
saying Fish and Wildlife Commission. You said that you're gonna have officers just looking at the ponds for people fishing or what?
I don't have anything to do with that.
They have the same authority as the Florida Highway Patrol in
I know.
addition to that. So they can do everything. They can do.
Yeah,
tickets,
I understand they can, but the reception of the I don't know, I think that'll come out of ponds though.
This has nothing to do with ponds.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
This is only patrol, traffic patrol.
So it's.
Yeah, mine's only.
It's just the government body that's going to
So
enforce
no,
it.
so they're not even gonna do ponds then?
No, this is,
Oh,
Am I not?
okay. Well, thanks for
We
clarification.
couldn't get City of Fort Myers people routinely.
Yeah.
You had trouble with Lee County because they didn't want to step on City of Fort Myers. So Rich has taken us on, and that's what I want to give him an attaboy. In addition to the traffic, now we got somebody that will actively help our traffic problem. So it's a great process.
We're using it in the gateway and the rest of Gateway as well. They're gonna start in January because we're also having problems with Lee County.
Okay.
We don't have a problem with the patrol. We have a problem with them doing a traffic patrol. With parking violations and speeding and all those things. So
Sure.
we're using FWC for that over by us. And so I had asked last month, since we're in negotiations with them for the rest of Gateway, would you be interested in having them come in here as well, since they can do everything a trooper can do? Plus, should there be an issue with somebody fishing or doing something they shouldn't be, they can also address that. It's not just the wildlife part of it, it's all of it. Where the City of Fort Myers can't do anything. We had,
So
PPAC voted down signing the right to trespass
Yes.
or notice the trespass thing. So the only way that you can do anything about people fishing or doing things or being in places they shouldn't be is with FWC. So they're not only doing traffic, but they can do the rest of this.
so they got their own vehicles or how does
They
that?
do. Yeah, they're a little bit different than the City of Fort Myers, where with the patrol for the City of Fort Myers, we actually pay the City of Fort Myers. They do this on their own time and we actually pay the officers directly. So.
I think there needs to be some communication on that because people say, okay, you're here for the ponds, what are you doing trying to stop me for something? I didn't.
I just want,
I mean, honestly, communication on that.
I would seek a little clarity though, please. Does this mean that the program that we presently have established to have the FMPD officers working part-time, the 6 shifts and all that, that the Florida, they would replace those cops?
Augment.
My understanding was this be in addition to, because that's why you were requesting the extra funds, because with the extra patrols, you have a budget for what you expected the City of Fort Myers police to be, and now with this on top of it.
And they never meet it.
But do we really need all that?
Thinking about them taking over, the ponds.
Has nothing,
no,
keep contact.
And the officers haven't said a word.
This is strictly traffic.
Okay.
Isn't it interesting though, everyone keeps jumping to ponds when they hear about it because they're the people who, their main role in life is conservation.
And preserves.
So
Preserves, oh, yeah. Fish and wildlife.
maybe we need to really think about it. I mean, it's just my.
If a cop
opinion.
pulls you over, run the stop sign.
We're using them for traffic.
That's what they're
I
using.
understand,
So-
but we've been training people here for Fort Myers and we've spent an awful lot of time. Well,
And they're not
we're
stopping.
just
They're
spending.
still there. They're still.
And Rich has a great relationship
This is-
with the
this would be
police
an addition.
department.
Supplement.
No, I understand, but I don't know. I guess I would be confused.
Can I just,
You get a ticket
Know what
holder.
they do.
just
I'm one of those weird people, I stop.
a question? I mean, we've got it established with the Fort Myers Police. Rich has a relationship with them. It's all working. couldn't we always, if there's an issue with a pond, just call them and say, we have an issue?
Ponds is not a part of this.
I understand that.
Why do we
Well,
need?
then why are you talking about ponds? It's only traffic enforcement, period.
Why do we need?
Well, then whoever
Because
is,
we can't get people to do it now.
Really.
For years, we've been fighting this.
But Rich, are you having problems now or? okay.
oh, he's got everything,
Okay.
and we don't need.
Right, then,
But it's in your- It's in your-
Days.
it's in your back pocket. If you don't ever use it, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, no,
The thing is, if you decide you don't want to do it, then we just tell
Okay,
them,
right.
no, we're not going to do anything inside of Pelican, and it'll just be the rest of Gateway.
I think a statement there on as far as,
It's fine, we
Comments.
talked about it last month, there was some interest, and so we wanted to bring it forward.
Oh, I would just say not
There's not
needed.
gonna be any effect on my 6 lots.
No,
no,
these are in addition
But
to.
if you don't get it,
But we don't need
Yeah, you
additional
got
seats.
for 15 years, we've never gotten support. We get the verbs. Oh, yeah, we'll be there. We're gonna do it. And they never show up. And when they show up, they won't write tickets.
Well,
So he's done a great job
exactly.
of fixing. Again, it's not taking anything away. It's adding if needed.
Okay, so you're talking about additional costs to add.
No,
Well, of course, you gotta pay these guys.
only if you use them. He's got a budget. Historically, we've never used the budget.
Not even close.
Not even close, because they won't come. And the few that come won't write a ticket. So everybody knows you're not gonna give a ticket.
Well, the
No,
statistics
saying up to the budget.
have shown that to be not any longer accurate.
it's better.
Yeah.
Better.
This just reinforces what we're doing. Oh, I've said enough. You do what you want, but it's the preview.
You have total control over the schedule, I mean, if it's you're line in here once a month instead of what's proposed there, I mean, that it's completely up to you. If you decide you don't want it at all, again, it's up to you, but they do need to know ahead of time, because they have to find people to work. It's not like you can just call up and say, can you be here tomorrow? So we need to plan it out, but ultimately, it is your decision, it's your community, it's your budget.
It's another
We just
tool in
wanted
the
to give you
toolbox.
the option because we're using them in the rest of Gateway, and we're all on Gateway, so we just figured we would give you guys the option to have it over here as well. It is the bonus where we go back to the ponds part where you had the issue with the people fishing.
Right.
The Fort Myers cannot do anything about that. Like Florida, these people can, should they be doing their patrol and they find someone back there, they can do something about it. So in addition to the traffic, you have that extra
Yeah.
service that doesn't cost anything more. They're already here. So, but I'm not saying you have to do it, but I just want to make sure you have all of the facts.
It's just a freebie.
From my understanding, they are much freer about writing tickets than any of the other. So if you're looking to have more tickets written, they definitely are. We were told that they write a lot of tickets. So for traffic violations, they don't do warnings because they don't have to answer it
And
anymore.
this is the one like this.
So, yes.
So
Again, it's
if
completely
I
up to you
call,
if
if I saw a particular area that, like there's a window on Speedway Boulevard, on Gateway Boulevard, a Pelican Boulevard. I mean, I was like, that somebody said, right behind the bush. But anyway, so I call you, don't talk to you about it.
What do you mean?
If I
If this
want
is
that additional-
passed, if this is passed, that there's a supplemental security.
use them if needed, right?
if needed, right, yeah.
We need to come up with. You can't just call and say, we want someone out here. We need to, that's why there's a proposed schedule. It doesn't have to be that schedule, but you can communicate through the district, yeah, because Randy is kind of working with them, but I said again, liaison, so you can always come to me. Okay, so you guys are at this time, do you want to bump this out to next month? I think
A
that's.
little more information. A little more clarification.
I thought,
I'm happy if you want to have, we can have a discussion online.
I thought you were totally.
Yeah, we can have a discussion.
We weren't trying to go.
Here, if you'd like, yeah.
Yeah, no, no,
Okay. Right, so I'll table this one in December,
December, okay.
Now go back to the ones.
just so you can get some more information.
yeah.
You can hit me up with all your questions after, take it off.
Um,
Okay, and if any of the rest of you have any questions about it, you can email me, and that way we're not talking amongst ourselves, and I can answer your questions directly, or call me, either one's fine.
Okay. Let's
There it
see,
is. That's
number C, FTE updated proposal for bike lane markings to include Prado Drive and Astoria Drive roundabout. Kind of talked a little bit about that earlier.
Yes, so I just want to also give some kudos to Mark Rothenberger, because originally when we started discussing some of these issues, is what do we come up with, as far as idea. So this is really his idea, his design. That's what we presented to the city of Fort Myers traffic engineer, and we were able to work with FTE to draft a scope of work, which at this point, it's the item before you, item C, for $7,350 to do the design of that private roundabout. So we're seeking approval to proceed so that that gets incorporated in the bigger bike lane marking project and also the restriping of the entire community. So $7,350, I think, is very reasonable, given the fact that we were dealing with $35,000, potential
Yes.
scope of work
Yes.
prior. So I am seeking, supporting approval by the
And we
subcommittee.
need to get this all done before we can move forward in getting bids for the road project. So
That's correct. That's kind of what I mentioned last meeting, is that this is kind of just delay the process a little more, but it'll get us to where the community wants to be.
I'll make a motion to approve the $7,350.
I'll second.
Aye.
Next.
I'll let the rest of the Prado board know and see that picture.
Yes.
It should be in your agenda packet as well.
Well, it was last
It was
month.
last-
Yeah,
last month.
I didn't include it this month, but it was last month agenda item. Okay.
All right, next one is E, outsource annual pressure washing services for common areas within Palisades Reserve.
So last month, there was a lot of discussion regarding pressure washing, the swirly. Originally, we had sought quotes from vendors for twice a year pressure washing cleaning, and it was suggested or directed to go to once a year pressure washing cleaning by a third party, by external,
Once a year.
once a year. Yes, once a year. So
Trial to see how it works.
right. So these are the quotes that we received. Exclusive came in at the lowest at $858.10. The one thing I just would like to comment and just share with the subcommittee is that right now with the FPL streetlight project and with all the locates, you will, and I did mention that there's a lot of spray painting occurring right now on the sidewalks to mark the location of the utilities. It's my opinion that this right now is really not a priority. I think it'd be best to wait. Otherwise, we just completed with our Gateway staff pressure washing the entire community. Now, granted, there was some streaks and some lines. I think we've identified the issue with that. It was the equipment which has been fixed. I would suggest or recommend to the committee to maybe pause this until after the streetlight project is completed. Otherwise, you're going to pressure wash and clean the community. Next thing you know, we're going to have spray paint and locate lines on the sidewalks, and we're going to have to do this again. So I think it would be a waste.
And also looking at the bids too, and it's not comparing apples to apples on the bids. The first bid said that they would spray and treat for mold and mildew on the sidewalks before they would wash, when they do the pavers, all that. The second part of the bid was saying they do it twice a year. So I don't know if it's a misprint or that was an actual.
Right.
bid or not.
Yes. So
And the third and fourth were just,
I do have to admit that there's been a lot of frustration from the vendors that submitted because we have gone back to them a couple times asking for updates, and some of them misquoted. They included twice a year. Then they went back and marked it as once a year, but they kept the same price. So I like I said, at this point, not to string these vendors along any further. And with everything we have going on, especially like I said, with the utilities locates, I would suggest maybe just tabling this for the future.
Just because I understand the pain that Mark has been going through, and I'm kind of going to disagree with you. Not that we have to have the pressure washing done now, but I think you need to make a decision. Is this something that you even want to look at in the future? If this is something you're looking at this, keep in mind, you do not have these funds in your budget. So if this is something that you do not even want to entertain in the future based on the price tag, I would say that it's in our best interest to let the vendors know instead of saying, oh, we'll let you know in 3 months. I think you need to decide, is this something that you want to look at? If yes, then I agree that we should wait until after the FPL project is done. I don't think we should table the discussion until after the FPL is done. I think you need to decide today if this is something that you even want to do.
Thank you, Laura, and that's basically, yes.
If we do use
that's the
it
point.
on, budget, you could put half on sidewalk maintenance and half on roadway maintenance.
I understand, but what I'm saying is when you figured out how much money you were gonna need this was not something that you considered. So there's not money in on those line items for this. Not saying you can't spend it, you have reserve, it's totally doable. But I just want to, is this something based on the price tag that you're seeing that you would even want to entertain once the FPL project is done? Because then what we can do, if you look at one of these and you say, yeah, we want to go with the first one, we can let the guy know, hey, they want to move forward, but we have a big project coming in, it's gonna be messy. Once it's all done, then we'll have you come in and do it. Instead of having, because poor Mark is gonna be getting bugged, going, did they decide, did they decide, did they decide? So I think that it's in everybody's best interest, especially if we want to work with any of these people in the future, to not string them along.
Makes sense.
It's not fair to Mark.
Makes sense.
Right. First bid, exclusive was probably the closest that we were wanting. Once a year, trial basis. The fact that they would spray or treat the sidewalks. Yeah, we do.
And Laura, thank you, because if you recall, this journey started with, do we get new equipment or we replace the swirly? So we went through that process. And then maybe we look at external, going outsourcing that. So we got the quotes and then brought that last month. And then it was redirected. So, okay, we only want to do it once a year. Can you get the revised quotes? And we are here, but ultimately, like Laura said, we have to make a decision.
Yes.
Will this be outsourced or this will be done internally? And if it's going to be outsourced, do we approve the vendor today, but with the thought that it may be a few months down the road before you actually put them to work?
Yeah, I agree. I believe we've already agreed it would be outsourced.
You haven't, that's why we're saying this.
Oh, so the prices were going to help us decide.
Right.
So perhaps we could decide that
Right.
today.
Well, we just had the sidewalks done, and we're talking about having them done once a year. Why don't we wait a year and put it in next year's budget?
I mean, 2026. So,
We're only doing it once a year, it's just done. We don't have to have them do it again as soon as FPL's finished, do we? Why not just?
Well,
wait a year,
I think you
put it
would-
in next year's budget and not worry about it.
I think you would want to get the spray paint off the sidewalks once the streetlight project is done. But that's a few months away. Right.
That's a reasonable consideration he's made.
all of this utility.
Yeah, because we may even have to, depending on where it is. Yeah.
We go through the whole process.
Right, so that's,
Don't we want to wait till after rainy season to do it? I mean, isn't that the common sense
I
thing?
think that the question that we're trying to answer is, do we want to outsource it? And so who do we want to outsource it with, given the bids that we have today? And then we can work on the timing of it.
Agreed. That's a good summary.
Yeah.
So that should, I agree.
Make a motion. I think we should outsource. And I think we should go with the exclusive pressure wash. I'll make a motion to do that and see what I.
I'll second that motion.
Could we add to the motion to go with them and keep the date open
Okay.
with that vendor? As long as we tell them you got the job.
You need to have a time frame, at least even if it's a couple of months, like if we say somewhere between May and July, or just to give, you can't say, well, we want you to come sometime in the future. I mean, how would you, they need to schedule as well.
Okay.
So, you need to at least narrow it down to like a 2 or 3 month time frame.
Okay, but again, shouldn't we do this after rainy season?
That's completely up to you. I mean, we can reach back out
I
and say,
mean,
hey,
somebody
look,
help me out here. Don't you think that's the common sense thing to do? You don't want to do it in July when it's pouring down rain every day. I mean, this last Labor Day, we had 5 3/4 inches of rain in 3 days in Labor Day weekend. I'm just saying.
yeah.
But yeah.
So Paul, why does Pelican Preserve not have any problems with their swirly? And the one that the GSCD purchased is always breaking down.
That's a good question. We don't use it often enough. That'd be the first response.
I see twice a year, they come out here and they do the pavers behind the Brokey Center, and they do the, the walkway here, the promenade, and they're swirling if it breaks down.
We've had a lot of breakdowns, and it is a learning curve for staff, but I think the more we use it, the more you would find we'd be more efficient. You would see a better quality of work. But that's my opinion.
We've had issues with the swirly since the very first time we turned it on.
Right.
So I don't know if we just got a bum swirly, but there was issues the very first time we turned it on to use it, we had something broke.
How many heads does the swirling?
Two underneath.
Reserve uses one. Is that why yours keeps on breaking down and Pelican keeps on cleaning their walkways?
No, I think we have more issues with the fuel than we actually do with the actual pressure washing. But recently we had an issue with the heads that was spraying the pressure washer, the water itself. So, but we fixed it and it's been resolved.
Something else
Okay.
for the committee to consider.
I believe before we took the stuff over onto our side, the pay stuff, we always used to get it done twice a year. It used to be like, I want to say like May and then probably November. So like right before rainy season and then right after rainy season, it used to get done. And I want to say it was about $60,000 a year you guys were spending on pressure washing to do your place. It was 60 or 65, somewhere in there. Keep in mind though, this doesn't mean that in the interim, if there's safety issues, we will absolutely address them. Even if you outsource it, staff still will, we're not gonna ignore safety issues that it needs to be addressed. This would be this is more the aesthetic
Yeah.
pressure washing. We'll make sure we still address all the safety issues.
Okay.
Again, completely your decision, but I do think because the vendors are getting less responsive, the more we keep asking them for things. So, and for the save next time. We want to outsource it.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
just,
That's the biggest question.
Yes.
Yes.
What time of year do you want to get it done? And then who would you like to have do it if you decide you're gonna outsource it? And when? When?
So do we think the spray painting to be done by May?
When is that PL project supposed to run?
I think by May, yes. I would, yeah, right before, yes. I would go any earlier than May.
Okay, so can we amend the motion or say whatever we want to say to amend this motion to say that we will contact these people sometime in May?
Well, JP, once the PL's done, then we gotta paint or resurface the streets. So this is months there.
They can,
Right.
I actually liked your idea about doing it after the rainy season versus before.
I think it's a smart thing to
Next
do.
year's budget, because rainy season is like now, October, November, so. you can actually-
Right, so we want to say October,
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
October, all right. Somebody want to amend the motion? We got a motion and a second on the floor.
I'll amend it. I put forth a motion to outsource with exclusive pressure washing, letting them know that we would like to have this done after rainy season, so sometime in the fall,
So like in a year.
in a year.
Whoever second.
Contingent on their acceptance, Madam Chair, because they have to hold a contract hold this price for another year, may be a question that,
Only hold it 30 or 90 days.
yes. So,
I don't think it's fair to ask them to hold that.
right.
One other comment, I can't read the page, I apologize. We are only talking Pelican Reserve Boulevard, Cypress Grove Boulevard.
Yes.
District, and that's what I would.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, the community hears it, they're all, oh,
No,
I want to make sure that everybody.
Mark was very specific when he asked for where. it
About
would
the
be
group,
done.
nobody else.
Yep, no, it's district assets only.
Right.
It was included in the scope of work, so we
Okay.
clearly identified what areas are covered with this scope of work.
Just a question, when you talk about district assets, does that include the bridge going into Casella? I don't see it, but isn't that a district asset?
Be a safety issue. That was a motion we passed a number of meetings ago. We would only clean sidewalks within the neighborhood.
It's not a site, well, but it's one of the bridges. I mean,
That's part of it.
I beg your pardon?
District owns the bridges.
But it's a road.
The district owns the roads.
District-
and the
We don't pressure wash roads.
This is a sidewalk here.
No, but, I mean, the site, but you're saying, so would that fall to Pelican Preserve or to the neighboring communities?
When we passed that amendment or whatever, a few months ago, we said that if it was within one of the neighborhoods, it would be the responsibility of the neighborhood, yeah, HOAs.
For the
Neighborhood HOAs.
Right.
Yeah.
Water is doing the run.
I know most people I think are now, that it would be their responsibility unless it was a real safety issue, in which case they could bring it to us.
Well, those in Casella, we do the sidewalks in the community, but not the bridge.
That much more.
Yeah.
Is it that much more?
I think most people can.
I just was seeking clarification. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, okay. All right, I just needed clarification.
Yeah,
That's all.
I think most
Okay.
people consider from the monument in is part of the community.
Yeah, that, because that's what we had brought it.
Okay, from the monument end, that clarifies it. Fine, fine, fine.
So we have a motion, a second.
Yes.
So any amendments to the motion I just gave? Okay, so it's outsourcing, exclusive, pressure washing, price should maybe be updated because it's a year from now and it would be done in the fall of next year.
Correct.
So we'll be able to make sure we get that in the budget.
Whoever's second that needs to agree to that.
Do I hear a
Yes.
second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. That wasn't hard.
She's funny.
Let's see. Public Works and Maintenance monthly reports.
So attached with the agenda is the C-Click Fix tickets for the month of October. There's only 5 of them. Just wanted to ask if there was any questions or any concerns regarding any of these issues.
Hammer out, flooding, seasonal rain. Street gutters.
There was a question about street gutters not being pitched properly, but that's, the street gutters are designed to hold some water, but the resident expectation is that's supposed to run and be dry at all times, and that's just not realistic in the design of any street gutters that I know of. So we did share that with them. Okay,
On the item of, Greenway, pond, fountain not working in White Smell, that's the golf course pond.
yeah,
So was that deferred to the golf course?
yes, yeah. But these are the only, the public works related, C-Click Fix for last month.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you. And those are always put out on the SharePoint site as well.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is new awning for the guardhouse.
I never even, this, there was one there.
Is that red one that's right on the front there? Is it that red one?
Saw this come in.
Just as you ride in street.
Is it that red one that's right on the front of the? Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a great segue, Bob, because the landscaping committee has a whole project going on right now to beautify the front entrance.
Right.
They've got everything going on from painting the monuments to doing updated landscaping, to doing landscaping to hide all the little utility boxes. One thing I was asked to do just for Jay, it's already done, is somebody had a bicycle there and they said, that bicycle's always there. Can we maybe find out who it belongs to? Well, nobody knew who it belonged to, so they got rid of it. So they really are doing a nice job. One of the things that they've decided is that they don't like that on it. So, the landscape committee has come up with, a quote to get it replaced. And this one got delayed a little bit because they had a little miscommunication about why were they sharing it with me?
They want you to pay.
They wanted, they
It's
wanted.
a gatehouse, so like.
Yeah, it's our gatehouse.
It's one of these crossovers.
I thought it was, do you mind? Because she, her sister's was great to work with. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right. We've just talked via email. she, she passed all the pictures by, and it's like, yeah, if you want to do it, looks nice to me, and it's really looking nice, as they're doing each of these steps, it looks great. Anyway, turns out that since it is on the gatehouse, it would come from us. So I said I would bring it to you guys, see if you guys, had any problems with it, and then we just, I don't know if we need a motion, but we'll make a motion to see whether we would pay for it or not. It's a very modest cost.
$1,300,
How much?
Oh, 27.
1,300.
27.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2760, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And Lori let me know, and I let Sherry know that you can't do two payments.
We can't pay for anything before it's done.
It's like one of those things where
Public
you look
funds.
up the cost and then you have to look and see two payments.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
So
accept
it's 27.
responsibility, motion to accept responsibility, not to exceed 3,000.
Yeah.
Is that a motion? I can't do
You can't make,
it. I was trying to move the
Do you
meeting.
have a question?
yeah, before a motion is made, I personally think if they're talking about upgrading this and they've reached out to the president's council, they're asking for people to send pictures of ideas they have, all this stuff. Why would we be doing anything interim at this point when there is potential for greater upgrades? And that awning, half of us never even noticed it, much less have an issue with it. Oh, they're talking about building another monument on the other side.
We're a long way.
That's a lot bigger.
I understand that, but
Years.
I understand that, but to me, like,
The awning's ugly today.
and do we have the budgeted money for
Yes,
this?
it would come out of your RMD, house. You never spent it, so
Mhm.
it should be fine. I don't have any concerns with it.
Mhm.
You've done most of the major updates to that already, so.
Okay,
Yeah. Do I
So
hear a
the,
motion?
the corner lots at the corner of Pelican, at the
worth 2.3
Tree
million.
Line and Colonial are up for sale.
Yeah, we know that.
Okay, for
Yeah.
$2 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the money that would be used to upgrade the front.
Yeah, I understand that.
If we do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the replacement of the awning as described in this proposal, not to exceed $3,000.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, I'll let Sherry. Thank you very much. I have one other thing that I'd like to stick under here, if it's okay, because we do have a minute or two. And that is sunshine law review. We were gonna have somebody come in and talk to us about the sunshine laws. I think you got something from Georgia. Please take a look at them. Because it's a really easy to read document. And there are interesting things in there about how we ought to be, not only conduct ourselves outside the meeting, but also.
There will be a new one coming. I guess they're working on putting some kind of video together.
Oh,
So, and as soon as it's updated, Georgia will let you guys know, but that, all those documents are out there on the SharePoint site.
Yeah, all the subcommittees have to be done.
yeah,
That's why.
Well, and board. It's
Oh, yeah.
board too, it's everybody.
yeah.
Everybody except staff.
I'm already bored.
Maybe if I read it in detail, they'd kick me off the committee.
Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there since, Tony, didn't come. I thought he was going to. But please, take a couple minutes. Take a look at it. It's a bit, it's very readable.
Surprisingly, signatures put together by a lawyer. Yeah.
Okay, next meeting is on Friday, December 19th at 11 o'clock, currently scheduled in the Magnolia Room because we couldn't get this room. Who knows what'll happen? Does anyone know at this point, because it is the Friday before Christmas? There are other holidays going on at that time, I think. Whether you will be here or not be here. I wanted to see.
Can we get a quorum?
Yeah.
I'll be here.
I'll be here
I
too.
should be.
I'll be
I
here.
should be here. Right?
Okay, so it doesn't sound like a local one. I'll be here.
Tomorrow we got it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got the
I
quorum.
think it's,
Yeah, so I think we have the quorum. And hopefully Linda's healthy next month and can come to our meeting in person.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Good.
I can tell you, I won't be here May 28th.
Okay, well, we'll find out in
Yeah, okay, just,
April. Oh, okay. All right, terrific. And, don't think I had anything else about the next agenda item. our next agenda for the meeting. Ooh, okay, down here.
Early, 12:31.
I think it's-
Oh, okay.
Madam Chair, I do have a few updates I should have brought up a little earlier. The Arch Bridge scope of work, I am planning to bring in that the next month, meeting, just to have, share with the subcommittee. The second thing is the new arm operators at the front gate. I wish, Patricia was here. Maybe we could just put out a message to the community to slow down. They are going pretty fast and rapid, and they think that those arms are really automatic or move very fast, and they don't. So they need to really take some caution as they approach those arms.
Watch the video.
They are zipping through that entrance. And the last thing I just kind of wanted to share regarding the rover reports, the biggest common issue that I see is the Broccoli Center and multiple doors being left open at night. So whoever manages the Broccoli Center, just ensure that those doors are locked, because they seem to be a common theme, and it's quite frequent. And there's 3 to 4 doors a night is what the officer from Weiser is identifying.
Or go to communication, call the PPCA.
They have to.
I think the only ones going to PCA are like the 911.
Well, I see Jay take, I
Their request, so.
I see Perry taking a note.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that because I see that is like the number one issue. Right.
I see Perry writing it down.
Okay, so those are my updates. Yeah. So
It was not getting from that happening because that's important. We need to have wiser that.
I actually went around on a Saturday morning early one time, checked doors around here, and Destinations was unlocked. One of the exercise rooms was unlocked
Sure.
at, 7 or 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And the air conditioner was in there running at 59 degrees.
Spending our money, spending our money.
And reminded them, because I checked Destinations a couple of times just to see if they were locking up from the flows, and they weren't. I did bring that up. But I know, maybe they told Faye, I don't know about it. I'll check with Faye.
Then that would be something I can bring up to Joel.
Back in, we went to.
You're a good guy.
Discussion. To have a.
Are you on the Karina board? Are you on the Karina board also?
No, I live in Missouri.
I meant Azura. I'm sorry.
No, I almost was, but
Yeah, I have your name. I have your old president as my new neighbor. He moved into Cartella.
Timmy.
He moved into, he's my neighbor.
I'm glad we rechecked.
At the meeting.
You guys think you did what? You might want to rethink.
Yeah, well, I certainly wasn't aware of it. I'm simply saying,
It's pretty much every report.
it's every report. Exactly. So I just wanted to share that.
It's very important for KW. That's their responsibility.
I'll check.
Okay, thanks.
Do we need a motion to adjourn?
Yes, we do. I just want to make sure we.
Is that everything?
Okay.
Done? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
What time is it?
12:32.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
It's 12:33 now. but-
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We are.